Check. All right, Dave. You ready to go? All right, so drop that shit.
Are you working? What kind of work do you do?
Check.
What is it you want to do when you grow up?
How do I say this? You were stuck with Kaydom and Kaydas as well as David, elated with the greatest. We made it. Our world premiere, tell the world we're here. And the curled and fear, lyrics furled and sealed. D&D is in the do's and don'ts. Who's at home versus who is on the throne? I make my do's and don't do shit, but drop a deuce, then produce what sound like number 2 hits. Then get it published. Somebody telling me gotta be better than what they already am. And that somebody is me. I am so petty, man. I'm ready and I can't wait like new shoes. And who knew like you do? My twin could be my guru. And if you doubt it, better be reasonable. And if you bout it, better be feasible. Like B.I.G., it's unbelievable. The rep grows bigger, the set goes thinner. The check shows figures, the rest go figure. Yeah.
Alright, you gotta let that breathe.
Yeah. Hey yo, we gonna be on tip-top. A happy 50 years of hip-hop. I shoot the shit like Kid Rock. You ruin hits like Kids Bop. So bitch stop, you gotta stop that. You fucking got that? The greatest podcast, we making God laugh. Shout out to D&D, that's Dungeons and Dragons. We come from the chasm, something to fathom. Fly dreads like the rug of Aladdin, punching like Adam's apple. Even you cannot grapple or grasp the way I babble my raps. It's like a paddle to ass. Whoosh. Dropping knowledge without the college. I polish, solid and honest, some mileage, but riding stylish. I'm vicious, God is my witness. This business is on my hit list. Bitches be bitches, so kisses go to the missus. Mwah. It's why motherfuckers, excuse my French. Truth is we cruise in the booth. A few good men, the studio's a circus apparatus escapade. Putting to work and watching the status escalate. Mother stuckers.
Welcome back. We got royalty in the building.
We are in the midst of greatness.
David Lotwin, one half of D&D Studios, one of the studios that was a major pioneer of the hip-hop we have today.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hey, I didn't expect those rhymes. They were phenomenal.
Thank you.
Killed that shit.
Thank you.
Very impressed. Thank you.
Yeah, we wanted to pay you homage.
That was great, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm a little shaky. I got
Me too.
Respect, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's hot shit.
Yeah, dude, you have no idea. I literally last night was like, once we get over the rap and David Lotwin tells us what he thinks of it, then we're good. Then we could just go into the podcast and the rest is just cruising. But
very impressed.
Thank you, man. I mean, you have no idea how much that actually means to us. It's like, especially the way that we met, and we'll get into it. But I mean, it's just incredible. So thank you so much. I can pretty much die happy at this point. I'm serious.
I mean, the fact that we have you here in the studio is,
it's my pleasure.
I mean, incredibly phenomenal.
Pennsylvania.
Pocono
Represent.
Mountains.
That's right.
The beautiful Pocono Mountains. David Lotwin is dwelling amongst us. I mean, you can't get better than that. So I'm gonna real quick go through the story. I'm gonna try to make it brief.
No. Let's not, because it's a part of one of my
Oh,
segments.
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we're just got the way that we do our show. I know you checked us out a little bit, but the way that we do our show is we go into segments. We have like little like word of the day segments. We even have like a joke of the day, things like that. But in between it, we also have like check it out, which is like us showing a video of usually when it's just us, we're showing like a funny ass video. But when we have a guest, we're usually showing a video that revolves around them.
Makes sense.
So I guess we'll just jump right into it, right? Or should I start off with? Actually, let me ask you a question, because I did check out a podcast that you were on, actually it was a video of what was it? Where did I see that? It was. It was on a podcast you were on, and you mentioned, which I thought was actually fascinating, because you said that you and your partner Doug, you guys started. For those who are watching, him and his partner Doug started a studio that pretty much created a path for so many artists. The some that come off the top of my dome are Hove. Even Biggie Smalls walked in here. You got, of
course, DJ Premier.
DJ Premier from Gangstar. Guru, rest in peace. So you just you were creating this avenue, and one, did you even like expect it to be that? Like, I know, and I know you're going to get into that later, that you weren't always doing hip hop. You were doing another kind of music, or the studio
Correct.
was doing another kind of music.
Well,
which
hip hop didn't exist at the very beginning.
Yeah,
well,
which
it
I think
did,
is-
but it wasn't.
And
as
I wanted to
prevalent.
add, that's such a great point, because I wanted to ask, what do you even think of hip hop in general from somebody who got to witness it coming into fruition? Like, it was nothing, and then you saw people doing this poetry thing over a beat, and they're not singing. Like, what did you immediately think when you first heard hip hop?
Well, I loved it from the beginning.
Do me a favor,
Yeah.
just talking to
My
my
bad, yeah.
I definitely did not want to say that. I was so scared to say.
Why?
You're intimidating in a very wholesome way.
Yes,
Great.
100%.
So I actually, Doug and I, Doug Grammer, the other D,
Right.
we went to junior high together, high school, and then I got a gig with Peter Tosh.
Wow. Okay.
So I moved to Jamaica.
Right. I was going to get into that.
Yeah, I was very blessed. My dad's a matrimonial attorney. He
Right.
was biggest in the world. Did
Wow.
did all three Trump prenups, Trump divorces.
Get out of
Really?
here.
Oh, yeah,
shit.
oh yeah.
Wow.
He was very good friends with Don.
Trump 2024.
That's right.
That's right.
So
Okay.
he actually did Peter Tosh's manager, a guy named Danny Sims.
Okay.
So I was in engineering school at the time. So he's like, you want to go to Jamaica? And I said, okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So then I went out and I worked with Peter and a bunch of reggae artists, and it was incredible.
Wow.
I'm a big herb guy, and going there,
Hell yeah.
and being in the culture, and just
Yeah, yeah,
living
yeah.
in Jamaica, and it was just beyond one of the greatest experiences.
Wow.
Yeah,
How long
that's
were you there
amazing.
for?
I was there twice. I did 2 albums. I did Mama Africa
Okay.
with Peter, and then I came back and they did Jimmy Cliff Special, and we did.
Wow.
So in total, I was there about a little under a year.
Okay. So what was your first experience with like the hip hop that we kind of know today? Because hip hop had different levels
Sure.
of like coming in. At first, it was like a disco sound.
They call me the best. I pass every test. I done ripped that S off a Superman's chest.
It went from that disco. It became a little more like, all right, well, this is like the message.
Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge.
You have the message, and that was a little more like, hey, we're starting to it still kind of sounds like a little disco, but we're trying to say something now. And then you got Rakim.
I ain't no joke.
And you have, all these guys who
course.
kind of like, so where was it, where did you notice it?
Well, once we opened D&D, we were in the Bronx. It was actually called the Bronx Connection.
Okay.
And we didn't do much hip-hop yet. Once we moved to Manhattan, we did a lot of reggae because I just got off a
Right.
tour with Peter, everyone
Yeah.
from Bunny Wailer, the Heptones, all kinds of great reggae. Then we got a place in the city, and we started slowly, I guess Tila Rock, Sleeping Bag Records was among the first. So Tila Rock came up, and then we started doing a bunch of Fat Boys.
Wow.
We did a couple Fat Boy records, and then Lord Finesse brought in Primo.
Okay. So
so-
this is where pretty much the rest of it.
Yeah, Finesse.
History.
Finesse brought in Primo, as I remember, to do scratches on Return of the Funky Man.
Wow. So it was just, can you just lay some scratches down?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Primo was digging the sound of the room and basically never left.
That is
Wow.
So
wild.
we got very blessed by that. And at that time, we were still doing reggae. So, a lot of the studios in Manhattan at that time were doing Tide ads,
Right.
and, commercial studios. And,
Interesting. Yeah.
and the owners had suits. They're walking around, and then people walked into D&D, and we had Bunny Wailer and me and Doug, and we're
Yeah,
laid
yeah.
back, and we had
Yeah.
a pool table. It was a good vibe.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I mean, some would argue because of that vibe that other people weren't noticing back in the day. They were trying to be more corporate or whatever. And some might argue that D&D was pretty much the pioneer of pretty much what you see here is like what we're doing in here. When we're here, it feels like a second home. You know, we're smoking inside. We're just, you know, we're hanging out.
100%. That was the vibe.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the greatest moments in hip hop history happened in the lounges.
Oh God.
Because let's say Biggie was in A and Nas was in B.
Stop.
That's where people met. Fat Joe, you know, the whole thing. We had a pool table.
Right.
95% of it was CeeLo, though.
Okay.
CeeLo games, dice games, and
Nice.
just so many collaborations and fun stuff came out of
I
there.
can imagine.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, it's just so many. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'm sure you have stories for days, and
yeah.
I mean that's why we're here. You know, that's why we wanted to have this conversation with you. I think it's so amazing what you got to witness, and when I checked out your appearance on this podcast, I had heard that you and your partner Doug, you guys basically split your work. You know, and you said Doug was more on the music side of things and you were more on the business side of things. And I thought that was pretty fascinating because I was like, so you can produce, you know, you do engineering.
Sure.
Right? So how, I just, as a rapper, as a person who edits and does their own, like I want to do it all.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty interesting that you humbly and easily, it sounded like, just stepped by and was like, somebody's got to focus on this and somebody, you know? I thought that was weird.
A jack of all trades, a master of none.
Yeah, I like that.
And
Okay.
that's the bottom line.
I like that.
Doug's an incredible, he's got ears, like he's a musician, he hears, I didn't have that. He's just a natural talent that went to Berklee School of Music. He's a musician's musician.
Wow.
That's awesome.
When we started, we went to engineering school together. So we both started at the very beginning. We were both engineers. And, you know, as the business developed, you know, if you're an engineer in the room working with somebody, also and there's downtime and there's problems, and you're in a creative situation, you don't want to, oh, dude, there was a...
We fucked up.
It needs to be a third party that deals with that. You know, come in the office, oh, you had downtime, fine.
Yeah.
You don't, you know, if you're creative with a person. You don't want to get into that aspect.
Right.
So we saw that developing. And as we started booking, you know, we had 4 rooms in the long run. So including an edit room.
Wow.
So we had 3 studios. So as stuff got busier and, you know, one had to concentrate on one thing, and then we hired engineers and, you know, had some incredible engineers go through there.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely going to get into like who came through this studio, and like we even have a couple of questions about some stories that we have heard, like rumors about like this is what went down in D&D during this recording.
Stop spreading those rumors around. Stop spreading the lies.
Oh, actually, I wanted to know because as somebody who focused more on the business side of things, were you in the room all the time while production was happening, or you were like chilling out?
Yeah, not all the time,
Okay.
but certainly in and out.
Yeah.
Certainly, Premier's one of my dearest friends.
That's amazing.
You know, we've
Shout out Primo.
Shout out Primo. I did tours with Gangstar. I just, you know, he's my guy. He's truly my very, very good buddy.
Yeah.
So, you know, he would come in, we'd hang out, then he'd go work. I'd go check on him when he's doing scratches. And he knew, you know, he'd be like, he would call me sometimes and be like, yo, Nas is about to spit. Roll a blunt, come in.
You gotta roll some more of that shit outside.
So I saw some incredible stuff.
Yeah, but that's what I was wondering.
history.
That exactly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, like what
The little things.
Because you know, to be in the presence of Nas, even at that time, you might not know that you're in the presence of Nas.
No, we didn't.
You know?
Everyone goes, yo, man, it's such history. And
Yeah, exactly.
how did you do it? To us, it was just our day-to-day.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
it was
right,
just
right.
coming to work. And
Now, didn't Nas actually start at D&D a little later? Did you help him with his first records, or was it because I saw the third one was I Am, Was that the first record that you guys did with D&D, or did you guys work on the other ones?
Yeah, we were absolutely.
I don't know why the internet told me that then.
Yeah.
Wow, that is fucking awesome.
Internet's got to step up their game now.
Yeah.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
So it just was life and all, you know, again, it's kind of not the very beginning of the genre, but really the beginning of it breaking out of the underground.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it was.
With guys like Jay-Z, and it just started
becoming more mainstream.
Yeah. If you look at guys like Jay or Biggie or Gangstar or Lost Boys, some of their biggest and their first hits that made them came out of D&D. Those groups, if you look at it, well, I actually brought the CDs for you guys.
Oh. Hey, that's some classic shit right there.
We look back and say, wow, you know, the hits that made them came out of the studio.
That's amazing, man. And we were realizing this like after figuring out who you were, after meeting you and stuff.
Honestly, I was disgraced that I didn't know who you were.
Yeah,
I should have, when you tapped me on the shoulder, I should have been like, oh my fucking goodness.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You know, and it's wild when we figured it out. And you know, we'll definitely get into it because I know like people are probably like, but what exactly? Like you mentioned Jay-Z, you mentioned but we'll get into it. So let's start with our first segment. Our first segment is Word Up. And I'll let you go first, right?
Okay. So I found a word because we figured we'd do hip hop words. I never heard this term. It's a short term. It's called instro. Never heard somebody say that. What do you think it is?
Instro?
Instro.
Huh. Like short for instrument?
Instrumental.
Oh,
yeah,
like
drop that instro.
Yeah. I
Never
would just say
heard it.
drop that beat.
Yeah.
Right.
Intro,
That's not going anywhere.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. He was the pioneer of like studio,
exactly.
So he's like
Never seen the word. I saw it on a hip hop forum thing, and I was like, all right, I'll throw that one in there. So everyone start using the term instro.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
or don't. You know, just keep saying beats.
That's right.
Yeah. So my word that I saw, which is kind of a public service announcement, just in case you guys don't know, I saw that the short term for fentanyl is Fetty. Right, so I thought that was interesting because I'm like, hey, if you hear in a rap song like, yeah, I was smoking that blunt laced with Fetty, you
Wait,
know,
so
like,
Fetty Wap is fentanyl wap?
No, Fetty Wap means fentanyl wet ass pussy.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Wow.
But anyway, let's move on. Right.
Cool.
I think we got that segment out of the way. So we're gonna go to check it out.
Check
this
it out.
segment, we're gonna show some videos of some D&D stuff going on. Get you guys a little
Sneak peek.
Yeah, you could be a fly on the wall for a moment. So check it out.
A few months ago, I had mentioned to one of the owners here at D&D, I said, you know, you guys have so many artists coming through here, you should do a record. We all laughed. Hee hee ha ha. We wanted to get some of the rappers who work at the studio to be on the album. So that's what, you know, where we were coming from.
Just doing it's like a D&D all-star thing, like it was for the studio because D&D is having a little record coming out and it's like the East Coast blowing up, you know what I'm saying?
The point, though, of the record, once again, is raw, uncut, uncensored, rugged hip-hop. DJ Premier is the producer, rightfully so. And there's a million MCs out here, so the track that I'm on is myself, Guru, Mad Lion, Dougie Fresh, Smith & Wesson, and Buckshot Shorty.
The 40s and Blunts party. It definitely was that. For those that missed it, stay home.
Okay, so that was a video from 1995. Okay, we were 2 years old.
Damn!
Please tell us a little bit about like that time, 1995, and what was going on in that room at that moment.
Well, we did the D&D project, and we had what we called the 40s and Blunt party.
Right.
And it was pretty incredible, and we recorded a song called 1-2 Pass It, which was probably our biggest selling song at D&D All-Stars.
Wow.
So what exactly was the 40s and blunt party? Like, it was a literal like party full of 40s and blunts? That's not, we once had a QP party where we just bought a Q and just tried to smoke as much as possible, and it got cut short because it was snowing.
A bad snowstorm.
So we were like, bad snowstorm. We were like, we got to go. So we never got to complete the QP party, but we got close.
This was actually to record the song because it was kind of that vibe of a cipher, and it really was a cipher. So to record that song, we invited everyone up. I don't remember how. We probably got half a pound of herb.
Wow.
Had the interns roll a bunch of blunts.
Nice. Always have the interns do it.
Yeah. We got we didn't get 40s. We got a couple of kegs.
Oh, okay. So it was an essence of 40s. You know,
exactly.
Sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, when I used to drink 40s, my favorite was the classic Colt 45. I love my Colt 45.
Colt 45 and 2 zigzags.
Yep.
Baby, that's all we need.
And it got crazy that night.
I believe it.
It's a famous story that Primo told.
Here we go.
So so many people showed up. I mean, it was just
real quick. I could just talk more into the mic.
No, you're good.
You would think I would know as a fucking
you know what it is.
fucking engineer.
I want your voice crystal
Understood.
clear.
Yeah.
It's actually an embarrassing story. I don't know what I'm telling you.
Oh, this is beautiful. That's what podcasting is all about.
But it's out there, so it got really crazy.
Yeah.
Lost sports. Everyone's rolling deep. I mean, just dozens and dozens of people. And it was just like no one else can come in.
Yeah, like full to capacity, like
full. I happen to answer the door. Who is it? Jay-Z. And he's alone, not even rolling deep. I go, Jay, you can't come in.
No way.
Keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Dude, that's a fucking W, bro. You turn down. You're like, sorry, Hove. The door's closed.
He goes really loud. I'm like, yeah, it's just so crowded, bro. I'm so sorry. I love
Oh
it.
my God.
What the fuck?
But I'm actually sweating telling the son.
Yeah, I did not. I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's
I
straight
thought it
king
was gonna
shit.
be some story about
That's
some girl came in and started acting crazy or something. I did not think it was gonna go there. I'm so glad you told that story.
And
holy shit!
And let me tell you how great Jay was.
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
held
please.
it against me. He came
He
back.
seems humble.
Listen, there was no guy like him. I mean, he was just. Everyone was playing CeeLo. You never saw Jay in there. He was working.
He's a
Never.
businessman.
Never.
Wow.
He was in the rooms. He was just so on point with everything.
Yep.
And he could have been like, "Fuck you,"
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
And he should have been.
So when that happened, was Hove already Hove? He was like a young kid, and you were kind of like, hey, listen,
he was. Jazzo was signed to us, and he was
Okay.
like Jazz's guy, and and we just drew a line in the sand, and we said, listen, it's just the police are gonna come shut us down.
That's the sound of the police.
And if we have one more J in this building, we already got 40 J's rolled up. We got another J coming in the building.
But there is only one J.
yeah,
and-
no, absolutely.
no,
Amen to
but he was incredible and such a, just a genuine great guy.
Yeah.
To this day, if I see him,
I was gonna say, do you guys keep in touch at all, or
we're doing a D&D documentary.
Right. I did want to talk about that in a little bit.
And Jay came down for that, and he was incredible.
I saw that, man. Wow.
In fact, his handlers were like, "Yo, Jay got like 5 minutes.
Of course,
He's
that's
meeting
what I would imagine.
Beyonce,"
Yeah.
and we're like, "Jesus."
That's exactly how I imagine it. Like you're kind of like, what did you? And he's just kind of like sitting there.
No. We were at SIR. I forgot. He was playing like Rockefeller Center. He was playing some big gig that night. And he came in. He's wearing the hoodie. He goes, "I had to wear a hoodie for D&D."
That's fucking. Fun.
And he gave us about 45 minutes to an hour.
Fucking way.
His handle is like, and he's like, he totally.
King.
He totally blessed us until we had no more questions for him.
I can't fucking believe that is so great. What a contrast in the two stories, because that just goes to show what.
That's what I'm saying.
The character,
the character, tremendous guy, tremendous.
Unbelievable.
I honestly didn't expect that. I thought it was gonna be the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
3 minutes, if anything. Like, I thought it was gonna be 5. Sorry.
It was the exact opposite. Wow. Totally
Holy cow.
blessed the documentary.
That is amazing. And he did, because, getting a name like that in the documentary to vouch for what went on in there.
I mean, you also had Nas.
Nas was the
Of
first.
course,
Nas
yeah.
was the first guy.
Yeah. But with Hove is on. I'm sure Nas and Hove are neck and neck to a lot of hip hop heads.
Sure.
But business wise,
Sure.
Hove is just on another level, and to have that, it's like. He's the Michael Jackson of hip hop. So to have him there doing that, and I'm sure that's exactly what Michael would have done too. Like you could see him being like, "No, it's okay. We're gonna keep doing this interview." And that to me is like, there's a difference from somebody who gets it all and it gets in their head, And honestly, I always give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, hey, I get it. You were nobody, now you're a somebody, and you've been a somebody longer than you were a nobody after fucking 40 years of doing it.
Yeah.
So you kind of become that, And to think that some of these guys are like still like, no, but I'm remembering where I came from, and D&D is where I came from, so I'm gonna rock the hoodie. I'm gonna stay here for 40 minutes over my time.
Right.
It's just shout out to Hove. That's amazing.
Well, he said we all from the ghetto, but I go back up to D&D on this Primo track.
We all from the ghetto. Only difference we go back up in D&D on this Primo track.
When they did Reasonable Doubt, he did it live. He came out and he said, I want you guys to know that this was done at the Mecca of hip hop, D&D Studios.
The Mecca.
Mecca.
I love that.
Which means we're talking to Muhammad. That's basically what's happening right
So
now.
that was pretty cool when he came out and said that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. That really is, because again, he doesn't have to do that.
No, of course not.
That's literally him being a genuine motherfucker, and that, wow, I mean, just incredible. That's so cool.
There's no better person in hip hop than DJ Premier.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we'll get into that too. Actually, my video is DJ Premier talking a little bit about D&D, so check it out.
This is the original D&D Studios. This room is exactly the same way as it was when they closed their doors in 2004. All the historical discs are around. Look, friend of foe. Yeah, I'm still a floppy disk guy. They ship them to me because you can't even find floppy disks anymore. Everything's computer and technology like that now. But this is historical. Jay-Z came in here when we did the Reasonable Doubt DVD and said, do not change anything. Leave it like it is. Nas came in here and said, man, if you ever move from here, you got to tear it down piece by piece. All the other rooms, we renovated them and gave it a facelift and really updated the look of it and everything, but don't let them just do demolition. Save these parts. All the original walls, all the original structure is here. The floor's still dirty. That's all the beats.
So the video you just saw, Premier talking about the keep of the room and the way that it was maintained for the purpose of creating music for the future.
I mean, he was like, the floor is still dirty.
Yes, I mean,
I
literally,
love
like
that.
there's
I love that.
crumbs still from when
When
KRS. Yeah, exactly.
From Sound of the Police.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, that to me is where you get it. That's why D&D was a mecca, because you got it. You guys got it.
Holy ground.
While other people were like, oh, so-and-so's about to walk in. Quick, mop the floors and do some vacuuming. You guys were like, no, so-and-so is going to be here. He's adding to what was already done here. And we're continuing. It's like a fucking story going on in here. And of course, you guys did have to renovate. I was also listening to how the jump from analog to digital and how, we all know how that went.
Automation,
all
that
stuff.
When we started, it was barely digital.
Mm-hmm.
Barely.
I believe it. And I'm sure with things like automation, it was probably tough to understand. Yes, 100%. Actually, I was. We have a bong in there. Once you said you were an herb guy, I was about to be like, bring out the bong.
Have like a sexy lady come out.
Yeah. We got to do that.
Bring it on.
Interns. Yep.
Apply now, please.
So it's just so important to maintain that vibe. being here in this studio, that was one of the first things we noticed was like, we were like, I kind of dig how like Dave just kind of like leaves things on the floor and he's like, don't touch that. I know where that is on the floor. Like, you know,
Dave meaning
this guy. Yeah. So speaking of, so we got Dave and Dave, K and K.
And like my middle name is David.
Yeah. So technically 3 Daves. We're like, you got a bunch of fucking ampersands in between D and K. We're like a fucking law firm in here. So, so Dave, it was just cool meeting him and being like, yo, this guy is just like, he knows, he gets it. Like, it's about the music, it's about the vibe, we're having fun. The studio that we used to record at, we used to have to, when we wanted to smoke, we had to like go into his drum room, and you would think like, oh, just go into the drum room. No. You would go into the drum room, walk around to the other side, and then there would be a fucking, like the doors that you open like this, like
exhaust.
Yeah, so he'd open that, and then
it's like the dead of
it'd
winter.
be fucking freezing cold, and we'd be like, smoking a bowl, and we're thinking to ourselves like, you don't even really want to smoke. Like
it's like high school.
Yeah, and you're losing that thing that helps with the creativity. Like this feels forced,
Sure.
When I want to smoke, I want to be able to just smoke, and
ash
hit
on the
vape.
floor.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have I been like, and then Dave is just like, just fucking ash on the floor. Give me a fucking break. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, all right. And then once you do it, it just feels so dope. You're like, whoa, like we're doing art in here. It's just something else. So I thought that was fascinating because you could have easily been the kind of producer, owner who was a part of a studio that was more corporate and more like stainless steel and trying to be like the next, so it's really dope to talk to somebody who pretty much shares that with us. You get it.
We didn't let our engineers smoke though.
That's amazing because we smoked. This guy smokes all the time, so I'm not worried about him. But the guy we used to, literally,
because if they fuck up, it's on us.
Yeah, and that's time. Time is money.
It's time is money, and after the session, everyone became friends. You go in the lounge. You guys are welcome. But while you're engineering for D&D, you're going to be straight,
very, very professional as fuck. I love that.
And get it right.
Yeah, and again, that is people don't get it. When we're recording music and stuff, some people think it's like a hangout thing, and we get it. Yeah, like you see video and it looks like everybody's hanging out, but we're working. It's not a hangout. It's a hangout for the sake of the work.
Sure.
So when somebody else comes in, you're like, oh, can I bring my boy? It's like already you're like, nah. Like we already have everybody in here that we need. I'm sorry, Hove, you can't come in. No, but seriously, like it just becomes that thing of like, no, that there's a juice going on in here,
Sure.
And Rick Rubin actually talked about this, which I thought was amazing too. He was like, there's something about the studio. There's something about it, and it needs to be maintained. Like whatever studio, because for all these years, and we're not talking about hip hop, we're talking about studios in general.
Yeah. Right.
For all these years, we have been making the most beautiful music, and they have all been coming out of that thing, the studio.
Right.
Sure, you could record in a room, but that's never the thing that plays on the radio. It's the one that was recorded in the studio, and there's just something about that, and I just think that is the most magical thing about music is people don't get the process, and it's a strange process. It's chaotic. It's there's a little method attached to it, and that's really it. Method to the madness.
Like again, let's say Jay-Z, if he was rolling deep, which he often did, he came with a bunch of people and Rockefeller and Dame and everybody. Only him and Dame would go in the room with Preem, unless not everyone. Studio B, you had to be asked in. You can't just. It wasn't like he came with 12 guys and all 12 were in the room. They were playing pool. They were shooting the shit in the lobby and the lounge, but in the room was tight.
I love that.
Now, like the Lost Boys, Studio A. We did the whole first album and a bunch of their stuff. They rolled deep. They rode with crew. That was their vibe. They had people in the control. That's how they worked. That was the producer's vibe. And it's Lost Boys, a bunch of guys, and so it really depends. But like again, with Preem, unless you're
Yeah, he was very like tight with that shit.
I mean, occasionally got a little out of control.
Sure.
And then he would give and everybody would leave.
He's like, hold on, I'm working on this shit right here.
Oh, yeah.
I can't have anybody in the room.
Scratch it.
Yeah. The reason why Primo is great is because he's tedious like that.
He doesn't,
you know?
and he's so brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just remember sitting there when he was doing the scratches for 10 Crack Commandments, and how many different,
my God.
how many different records he got one phrase from. And
Yeah.
oh
no! Oh man! Like, yeah, you're doing all this searching just to do this.
He's so brilliant.
I just mic for my glow. I just mic for my.
So I wanted to say, now we'll get into how we met. So we're going into the segment, Believe It or Not. So, how we met, I wasn't there, but believe it or not, these two met at a bar in the area.
Shout out to Sarah Street Grill.
They were not, he was literally just sitting right next to Kaydas, and Kaydas was sitting next to our stupid friend Ben, and they were getting drunk and having fun. And David just looked at them and was kind of like, what are these two assholes about, you know? But kind of just joined in the conversation.
Well, no, so what happened was...
Yeah, I was trying to remember. My wife asked me, how'd you talk to that? I said, we were there quite a long time. Didn't say a word. And then at the very end, somehow, I said something.
He initiated. That's the craziest part. So I'm sitting there. He's right next to me. I'm literally like this, like back turned to him. And we go to take our other shot. I didn't even want to take the shot. I'm like, I'm so over drinking. But we take the shot, and thank God we did, because it made him say something. He goes, oh, you guys are doing it right. And I was like, all right, how you doing?
That's funny.
You know? And we started talking, and as we talked, my friend Ben got up to go use the bathroom, and you started talking about your life. He's like, oh, you know, this is my first time at the bar.
True.
So if anybody knows, at Sarah Street Grill, Metanoise has performed there quite a few times. So it's kind of one of our breeding grounds, if you will. You know?
It's weird because when things like that happen, I mean, that really never happens to us. We're the chasers.
Yeah.
We're the guys who drive 6 hours, like we did with the Bad Friends event.
Cool.
You know, we just drove 4 hours. You know, meet them, be like, hey, we wrote you guys. We actually wrote them a song. And they loved it. They were like, "Oh, you got to send that to us." That's what we do. You know, we're used to like if we're trying to like, but for it to fall in our lap like that and to get a connection like you, that's like
so organic.
I mean, that's deeper than organic. It's like
divine.
fate.
Divine.
Yeah.
And the way I found that place, you know, I asked Alexis. There's a place near me called the Side Street Grill. And I wasn't sure if it was open that night. My wife was out of town, so I wanted to go there.
Right.
And I said, you know, is Side Street Grill open? And they said, Sarah Street. And I said, Sarah Street? Sushi? There's no sushi around here.
Oh, shit.
So it was like 40 minutes from my crib, but my girl wasn't around. I said, oh, I'll go check out some sushi.
Unbelievable.
And that's completely how I found it.
That's fucking shout out to sushi, man.
Yeah. I asked for the Side Street Grill.
Wow. What the fuck? That's crazy.
I had no idea that place existed.
That is fucking
we've been back
bizarre,
a couple
man.
times since. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, it really
It's
is.
a great vibe.
place.
It's
It's
amazing.
great,
They got
man.
musical,
And the sushi's great.
Yeah.
And which
Have you seen the live performances there?
I haven't.
They do some pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah, they
Some
have
of our
regulars a
bands.
lot. But that I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna be like, what did you think of the sushi? You know,
It's good,
because
man.
I haven't tried it myself. But when I see them serve it, I'm like, damn, seriously.
No,
If you like sushi, there's a spot right around the corner. It's called Sato, and then there's the other one called Kimchi. So
Okay.
kimchi is like, you know, bunch of, I guess, Korean food or
Korean,
something like that. And
yeah.
then next door, they have the Japanese sushi right next door.
All right, cool.
Best sushi on the fucking mountain. I
Oh,
promise you.
okay.
Yep.
You got to remind me of
I
that.
definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, that's
So
crazy.
that's two crazy
Yeah.
stories how that brought us.
Unfucking believable. And then you know we'll talk about like because you also mentioned one of the first things you mentioned wasn't even about hip hop. It was you were like, oh, I'm a manager. Or I manage. Do you know who Russell Peters is?
Yeah, no, I'm very, very good friends with him.
Yeah. And he's just kind of like. What?
I didn't even tell you, when you said about Russell Peters, we already had the Bad Friends the event planned already. We were ready to go. We were like, I want to connect with comedians. That's our goal right now. As hip-hop artists, we're going to try to connect with comedians.
Yeah. Well, Russell is hip-hop.
I know.
Yes.
And then he said
He is
that.
the most hip-hop person I know.
Yeah. Well, I
fucking
realized
weird.
that watching, because after finding out that you were connected with Russell, I'm a big fan of Andrew Santino, so I'm watching Whiskey Ginger, and he had Russell on, and I'm like, I gotta watch that. So I put it on, and he's going, and at one point he started talking about the evolution of hip hop, which to me is
hip-hop
one of my
evolution,
favorite
right?
fucking documentaries I ever seen.
He's a producer.
Yeah, and he said that, and I couldn't fucking believe. I was like, what?
You know that's my show, right?
Well, that's your show?
I executive produced that.
You did?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this. We're hip hop artists. We've been doing hip hop since we were 9. But hip hop was not really the music we grew up listening to. We were listening to like Earth, Wind and Fire and fucking, Billy Joel.
Actually,
and
there's a couple of artists we listen to that I'll get into in a bit that are from the 80s that you worked with.
Oh, yeah. Cool. And yeah. So,
Delight?
What's that?
Delight? You guys big Delight guys?
Not really.
Specifically, when we found out that you worked with guys like TKA, Cover Girls, and shit like that.
Oh, we did all that,
bro.
Latin
As Puerto Ricans, you don't even know. I think it's
no
Puerto
idea.
Ricans and Italians. I'm not sure, but it's like
New Yorkers.
in Brooklyn. Like, dude, still to this day, we bump that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
My
you
family
should've-
loves that shit.
This summer, my partner runs HQ2 in Atlantic City.
Okay.
The nightclub.
Yeah.
Lou B. And
Lou B, as in the
Lou B. Yeah.
Oh, Lou B. Lou
Yeah.
B. Okay.
So he does TK party every year, and we did it again this year.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
my
if I knew that, I
goodness.
would have invited you guys.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
Next time,
dude.
definitely.
Yeah, well, definitely, because I mean, dude.
K7, that's my guy.
Yeah.
We did all that
awesome.
stuff. Andy Panda, Cover Girls, TKA.
Yeah, you have no idea. Like those songs were like
All that Fever. It was all Fever Records. Sal from Fever.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's why you were able to like get connected with all of these different because that was a whole culture. Like people don't. There are people that don't know about freestyle music.
So yeah, that was his summer. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
fucking
love it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a different kind of music. And if you didn't really grow up listening to it, like I was saying, out of context, it has kind of this almost cheesy vibe to it because it's like it's got the great beat, but then it's just kind of like simple lyrics like "and I love you, baby," and it's like,
that's great
but
stuff.
but yeah, it's just so fucking good. It's like
we
you don't
love it.
like
We
it.
love
It'll make me want to cry, especially when you grow
Some
up
of
with
it,
it.
yeah.
You listen to it and you're like, dude, like
The
you're like
nostalgic value
yeah,
of it is
louder than love. You're like,
Yeah, I love
the
it.
spring love and shit. Like, I mean, these songs jumping up and down, spinning all around because of you, babe. Like, these songs were like songs that we listened to when we were partying, growing up. So, like, even just something like that, like, you could have easily just been just hip hop. But then to find that you were also involved in something that we hold near and dear to our heart, that was like, I can't even fucking believe that. So that was really
Our
cool.
first gold record ever was Wiggle It.
Wiggle It.
Like just a little bit?
Wiggle It.
Yeah.
Just
Get the fuck out of here.
2 in a room.
Oh my god, dude!
That
I'm
was,
like,
that was D&D's first gold record.
Holy
the
shit.
fuck
Because
outta
at
here.
that point we were deep into that Latin freestyle. That's what we were doing.
Wow! I'm telling you right now,
Coro, so that's that whole genre. Was
yeah, our mother, rest in peace, mom. She used to sing that all the time.
Oh, word?
She would just randomly just wiggle it just a little bit, and I mean,
wanna
like,
see you
yeah,
wiggle it.
it's just that's just amazing. I mean, the fact that life can just like bring people like us together is just. It's phenomenal, dude. Like, I mean, life constantly shits on us. So it's cool when something really nice happens. It's like, this is honestly like one of my favorite days. Like just
cool.
this moment right now. So
I
like,
appreciate you.
yeah, I definitely need you to know that because this is a lot of fun. I'm having a fucking blast.
Good.
But
So am I. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So that was my Believe It or Not. Now get into
Well,
yours because this is
No. Well, so that was for a music muse. I could say that though. I'll say that because I just put the song Unbelievable.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, but yeah. But
I could even change the song, so fuck it. Because I mean, how
You
many
just
fucking
said it,
beautiful?
too.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's so many
Just
great
gave it away.
records.
Ruining the show.
There's a great story about Unbelievable.
Okay, wait. I have a story. I don't know if it's the same one.
It is the unbelievable story.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let me see if it's.
So let's see. So according to legend, the session lived up to the song's title because Big Papa had 2 girls in the studio giving him oral pleasure before he got up and went into the booth to spit his rhymes. Is that true?
A version of that.
Okay. So it was a hand job.
He gets a phone call. I get the phone call in
Okay.
the office. I don't remember who it was. It was someone important for me to go and I don't know if it was Puff or whoever it was.
Right.
They needed to speak to him. So I'm like, "Where's Big?" I think Preem's like, "He's in the booth." Open the door to the booth. 2 naked girls. Whatever they were doing. One was on her knees. The other one was
spinning on his head.
I think she was behind him playing with his nipples.
When you call me Big Papa.
Yeah, there it is right there.
So I just kind of closed the door. I'm like, Premium, like, I don't know.
Wow.
And then then he went and spit. And then I'm terrible with lyrics, but he's chickens in the back room be clucking.
Yeah, right.
That's about that situation.
Oh, man, that's so fucking funny.
I just got the vision of opening the door. He's like, ooh.
Oh, my God. That's the wildest part because there are people that never got to see Biggie, like in person.
Especially naked.
No, I was going to get into that. There's people that never got to see Biggie in person. There's people who did get to see Biggie in person, whether it was at a show or they met him or something, maybe bumped into him at a fucking grocery store before he passed. And then there's guys like you who got to see him getting his nipples rubbed in a fucking studio, and you were traumatized by it. You're like, what the fuck? Like, that to me is what is like the wildest thing about making music because there's this kind of mythical vibe that especially back in the day, not really as it is today, but back in the day before social media and shit, celebrityism was people were like almost looked at as gods.
It was like urban legends.
Urban legends and shit.
Well, there was no 15 minutes of fame.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You needed talent to be famous.
Yeah.
Now you don't need talent to be famous.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, fire. Yes, gang, 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 gang.
It's not about who is more of a. It's just like, oh, how many followers do you have on Instagram? I have 120, and you're a nobody. You have 120 people who give a fuck about you. This guy's like, I have 15,000. Like 15,000 because what? Oh, because I show my boxers every day.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Phil here, and this is a review for Separate Text Basic Bamboo Boxer Briefs.
It's more attainable, which I guess is good in a sense for people who are broke.
Bittersweet.
They have, you have a new avenue to kind of like make money, or a new avenue to make revenue. But this is like, I mean, we lost, and we're only going to lose more unless something happens to social media and we realize we got to like back off. But we're losing it. Now it's like anybody could be it. So it's like even the big, we were just talking right before you got here. When Michael was performing, Michael Jackson, girls were literally, dozens of girls were fainting in the crowd so hard that they had to bring out stretchers and bring these women out who you could say all you want. Oh, they're just acting. They just want attention. They paid money to see Michael Jackson. They're obviously enjoying the fact that they see him. Why would they fake fainting and being pulled out of the fucking concert? They really fucking fainted. You don't see people fucking
crying.
Even great artists, even, great singers.
I think
and
of the Beatles. You guys are young, but that's why the Beatles stopped touring.
Yeah.
They said they're screaming, they're fainting, they're not
They
even
couldn't even
playing.
hear
They
themselves.
couldn't even hear it.
Here are the Beatles.
Literally, that's why I think John said they stopped touring.
Which is a power move in itself because everybody knows touring is where you make your money. Like
Sure.
so, like to be able to even be
Well,
like,
back
we're
in
done
the
doing
day,
Well, it's a little different. Yeah,
selling records.
Yeah, that was
especially
the thing.
they owned the label.
That's true. That's true.
So it was Apple Records.
Yeah, yeah.
Before on Capitol, they weren't making shit. Because
Which is another sad thing because now we're losing that. We're losing that the power of releasing a single. Now it's just like streams. You know, you get these streams or whatever, and then the next song is gonna get this amount of streams. But back in the day, it was like selling those records, man. Like it was a big deal because people had to physically. You knew you had legitimate fans. You can't tell anymore. A hater could stream your shit now. No hater was gonna go get in their car in a cold winter day to drive to the fucking record store, walk in, look for the record, find it, or see it's out of stock and be like, maybe I'll come tomorrow. Nobody was going to do that except a fan. So when people were buying the music, you knew exactly how many fans and how many, like, how much, you know, it all made more sense. Now it's just a fucking mess. You don't even know what the fuck is what. People are going platinum.
Well, I mean, Drake surpassing or about to surpass Michael Jackson in what is it, record sales or something like that, which is okay.
Record sales?
Something like that. I don't know.
Something. Maybe streams.
No, this is what I was going to say.
Number ones. I think he had the most number ones. Yeah, so
that
like
I could see, but
yeah,
not,
tied. But he tied him.
He
He didn't surpass him. He tied.
Because Drake's not selling records; he's selling streams.
That's what and that's the thing is
country music's selling records. Taylor Swift's selling physical,
right.
but that's about it.
I always say the stream thing. It's nice for the artist because it gives the artist an opportunity to make more numbers.
Sure.
But it's not good for the whole of it.
But like I said, what you're actually looking for.
Right.
Like you're not getting that anymore. And actually, I'm glad that we talked about Drake because it perfectly segues us into our next segment, Jokes on Us. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but there's a kind of a meme on the internet about Drake called Drake the Type of Guy to, and then you just say, okay, so I'm going to give you some examples. These are examples that I found off of the internet. I did not write these, all right? So Drake, don't hate me, all right? So here we go. Drake the type of guy to pour his milk before his cereal. Drake the type of guy who keeps his socks on when he's naked. Drake the type of guy who invites you to come over and then sends you pictures of the drinks he bought. Drake the type of guy to say, I'm sorry when someone says to stop saying sorry. Drake the type of guy to not hear what you said, pretend to hear what you said, and chuckle. Drake the type of guy who made, yeah, his tagline. Drake the type of guy to pat his belly and say, bam, that hit the spot. You know how people always say, that's crazy. When they're listening to a boring story, Drake is the type of guy to say, that's insane. Now, again, I did not write these. Actually, I wrote every single one of those. I came up with those before.
No, you did?
Yes,
Really?
every single one of those. And it only took me like 5 fucking minutes. I swear to God, it was one of the quickest segments that I wrote.
That is on point.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I got 2 jokes, and they're rapper jokes. So what's a rapper's favorite toy?
A rapper's favorite toy?
A yo-yo. Okay, wait. Besides that, wait. What's a DJ's favorite sauce?
Favorites.
Marinara.
How do you even read that?
I can't, bro.
Like you knew it was supposed to be
Yeah,
never?
it says do it like a record scratch. Imagine you're just like marinara.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I don't.
You need the visual.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, I want to know, besides Biggie Smalls getting his Biggie
Nipples
Smalls
rubbed,
what is the funniest moment that ever happened to you in hip hop? Do you know?
God.
Even if you have a couple of stories, please enlighten us.
Funniest?
Or even just outrageously, like, it would be funny to some people. Some people might think it's fucking insane.
One of the, was it Buffy? One of the fat boys got a Cadillac delivered to D&D.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. It was Cool Rock.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool Rock. And they left it out front. They gave him a couple minutes of, how to use it. Started pouring out. We're all downstairs looking at it. And, like, he couldn't figure out how to shut the alarm. It was, like, the first car ever with keyless entry. The trunk was popping. The alarm couldn't stop.
So he's trying to show it off, and it just looks like a fucking.
And it's pouring, and Charlie Stetler. We're all just trying to figure it out with him, and it was a debacle. It was very funny.
Yeah, that's
hysterical.
actually funny as fuck because again, what maybe some of you don't know, like cars are like a thing in hip hop. Sure, they're a thing in guys in general, but with hip hop, it's like, what classy car or what like dubbed out car do you have? So to like pull up and be like, yo, check out the Cadillac, and it's just like, bam, bam, bam.
You said it was raining?
Pouring. Actually, the dealer left it for him. There was like, he was just getting delivery of it.
Wow.
So from what I understand, he bought a bunch of caddies for everyone, his sisters, his family.
Yeah.
I don't even think this one was for him. It was just another one.
Yeah.
In the fleet, but it was just a funny moment.
That is so fucking great. Yeah, that's definitely a classic. Again, like you're experiencing the vulnerability. You know, you're seeing Biggie get his nipples rubbed. You're seeing this guy be like, I don't know how to fucking do this. You know, we don't, especially at that time in social media now, there could just be somebody recording it and be like, oh look at fucking Lil whatever not being able to open a shit. But back in the day, you were the only one who got to experience that, you know? So it's just incredible to have gotten to live that, because it actually breaks my heart that that is, if I ever even get to that level, I'll never get to experience what you got to experience, which to me was the golden age, like 100%. There's no Biggie anymore. There's no Michael Jackson anymore. You could argue Bruno Mars, but Bruno Mars is just an imitation of Michael Jackson. Shout out to Bruno Mars. He's an amazing artist. But he is, you know, even he knows.
Anderson .Paak. Shout out to Anderson.
Don't even get me started. We'll start talking about Dre. Dude, growing up, one of my favorite artists when we were like little kids, we were these little Puerto Rican kids screaming Eminem lyrics. And I mean, memorizing it. And like people would be like, you know, Lose Yourself? And I'd be like, yeah, you know, tear this motherfucking roof off. Like, you know, and it's like, I was in like third grade. I would be like 9 years old, like rapping Eminem, and knowing that he was constantly talking about Dre and stuff. It was like,
actually,
who is Dre?
that reminds me. You want to talk about funny stories? There was a time we were third grade or something. We were rapping, which doesn't even air on the radio anymore. I was gonna say Trapped in the Closet. What is it?
Cleaning Out My
Closet by Eminem, and we're doing the bars, and the part where he says about his dad, and he says, this fucking fag.
Yeah.
You know?
Faggot is the word he used.
Yeah. So he said that. This fucking faggot had his panties up in the bunch because he split. And I remember when we said that part, one of the kids on the bus, he was just being an asshole because he asked us to rap the song. And the moment we said that part, he goes, ooh, and he runs to the bus driver and tells her what we said, and we got in trouble.
That's so funny.
I will never forget that moment. It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. We were getting canceled at 9, bro. That is fucking hilarious.
I love that.
That's what hip hop is all about, and that's why we really wanted to connect with comedians, because comedians to me are the closest thing to what hip hop is. You know,
well, Russell, he's like a top of the head, like he's like Craig G.
Yeah,
like his audience work is just so fucking brilliant, man.
When he's doing crowd work and stuff.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's just so brilliant.
Off the dome. He might as well be freestyling.
He might as well be freestyling.
It's funny. I'm so glad. Yeah, because my brother and I have said for ages that there is only one thing that's very similar to the hip-hop community, and that is the comedy community.
Yeah, that's literally what I was talking about.
They share a stage. They share a microphone.
Right.
They spit
They're
facts.
all alone up there usually. You know, nobody's backing them up. They can get booed.
You know, Russ tours with a DJ.
Yeah, right.
In fact, it was Spin Bad passed about 2 years ago, but it was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Shout
Rest
out
in
to
peace and happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
DJ Spin Bad,
Wow.
such a great guy.
Yeah, no, that's really what it comes down to is comedy and hip-hop are almost like long-lost cousins.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people don't realize, down to the touring, down to the writing. These guys write their shit. You know, they're writing jokes. We're writing puns. You know, sometimes they write puns. You know? So it's like, at the end of the day, it goes
but even all the way down to the green room experience. You know?
Absolutely.
I mean, rappers are usually like the bottom of the totem pole in respects to like the way the industry looks at us. You know, they're like, oh yeah, and then the rappers are going to be in the back, you know, and it's like, I feel like it's the same with these stand-up comedians. And another thing I could compare it to, if somebody asks you, what do you do? Like, what's your passion or whatever? And you're like, I'm in a rock band. Oh man, you sound so fucking cool. Right. Oh, I play bass, you know. Ooh, okay. Oh, I play the drums. Nice. Oh, I'm a rapper. Oh yeah, you rap. Oh
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, imagine you could tell. I feel like you're meeting a girl and you're meeting her father, and then you're telling him. It's just so much easier to be like, yeah, I play the acoustic guitar. I have a band. He's like, wow, that's so respectable. You're like, oh, I'm a rapper.
Well,
like
so far, my new
it's
girlfriend.
the same with stand-up comedy. You're just kind of like
my new girlfriend's father kind of already likes me, and I was like, well, they know that I rap. And it just so happens he used to rap.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. The only person,
the only person who's
They'll
impressed.
either love you or hate you.
Yeah, exactly.
Needed to love it, the underdogs on top.
Comedians usually, like Tom Segura, when he was just in New York, he asked Primo to open for him.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
He's a huge,
Well, I was
huge
gonna say,
hip-hop fan.
I heard
Huge.
that, and I heard Primo's a big comedy fan.
Oh, yeah,
which
absolutely.
these guys didn't know because I'm watching these podcasts and they can't believe it. They're like, he's a fan. Primo's a fan of me.
The night I met Russell Peters, I was with Primo. We were at a Eminem private party, and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing here with Preem?" I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" He goes, I'm a friend, Preem. Who are you? I said, "I'm David. I own D&D Studios," and they gave me one of these, like.
Oh yeah,
Eminem did this.
No, Russell.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
The-
of course.
the-
Yeah,
the-
he gets it. He's like, oh.
The first night we met.
Wow.
And I'm like, and then we became really good friends. I mean, I just love Russell more
Yeah.
than.
Oh, he seems like such a great guy too, man. He seems so genuine, man.
So genuine.
Yeah.
And he's a true hip hop. He had a 40th birthday. It was one of the best parties in my life I was ever at.
Really?
Brand Nubian, Slick Rick.
He had them performing.
Yeah. Melly. He had like 15 like heads. Large Professor everybody was there. It was just one of those nights.
That's fucking awesome.
And I said to him, I go, Russ, is like the best hip hop party I've ever been to. And this guy goes to me, I bet it wasn't as good as your 1-2 pass it party, your 40 and blunts party.
Oh yeah.
I go, dude, how many people fucking know about my 40 and blunts party?
Yeah.
He blew me away with that.
That's amazing, man.
so cool,
I mean,
man.
that just goes to show, there's people who love hip hop,
He
and then there's
loves
people
it.
who love
He's a break
hip-hop.
dancer. He's a DJ.
He dances. Oh,
Amazing.
shit.
He grew up break dancing.
I didn't fucking know that.
Oh, yeah. He's a real cat. And
That's
then when I
fucking
said,
awesome.
we're trying to do a documentary, he goes, let me executive
I was going to
produce
say,
it.
I was going to bring it up that he executively produced that. He mentioned that on Whiskey Ginger as well.
Right. And now we're working on a D&D doc. I'll show you the trailer.
With who?
for
Who
it.
you do? Yeah, I'm like.
We're almost done.
Really?
Yeah, we started it like fucking 7 years ago, six years ago.
Wow.
That is fucking so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
we're in the midst of that. Actually, with the guys who did Hip Hop Evolution, Darby Wheeler.
Right. Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, shit.
Darby and Rodrigo.
That's insane.
That
man.
is so perfect. So, by the way, with that documentary, what do you guys plan on doing with it? Like any streaming services or anything like that?
we're right now very deep into finishing it.
Okay.
So it's kind of up in the air where it's going. We have literally we're in the middle of a couple negotiations.
Nice.
That I can't get into, but
Of course.
it's coming.
Well, I'm sure the writer strike. Shout out to all the writers.
No, really COVID.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, okay. Of course.
And then we were signed to a company that went bankrupt
Oh, beautiful.
before COVID.
Jeez.
So then it went into COVID, but it worked out because now we own the film.
Beautiful.
Fucking
Beautiful.
awesome. There you
That's
go.
what you want.
Yeah,
independence.
and it's very Primo centric. It's
I figured.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
yeah, it's
That's
really
awesome.
about Primo and,
Yeah.
and D&D and that
So
and
dope.
that moment of New York sound and
Sure.
and hip hop at that moment in New
Samples
York.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a very we were the sound of New York for a minute there.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, you still are because even though New York kind of has this weird like I don't even like who is it that did the it do me on some hot shit. Like Bobby Shmurda, like that's kind of like where New York is at now, which
Right.
to be honest is
You got
not
Dave East
It's
and
not my
Young
no
M.A.
Dave East is trying to maintain what they
Yeah,
did.
yeah, you're right,
Like
you're
that's
right, you're
what that's what I'm saying. It's still out there.
Yeah, if
you know?
anything, Young M.A. is more like that. Like
Yeah,
that Bobby
but
Shmurda.
I've noticed that New York kind of wants to shy away from what it used to be. And if you look at the West Coast still is still like, you know, using the talk box and shit. They don't give a fuck. They're like, this is West Coast. It'll always be, you know. So I think it'll go back, you know. And
it's with 50 years of hip hop and
yeah.
You know, actually, my genre, my generation is outselling right now the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly internationally.
Yeah. Wow.
You know,
I believe
Europe, Japan, Asia,
Mhm.
they're into the boom bap.
Yeah, because they get it. You know, what happens is in America we're so saturated with all of it's like new. This is new. This is new. This is new. Oh, you don't like that anymore? Well, you got this. This is new. And it's like you can kind of like now. It's like the thing that people talk about like. Humans don't like too many options. When you give them too many options, they literally, like if you walk into a fucking restaurant, you're just like, like you get like overwhelmed. People love Chick-fil-A because you're just like, can I get a chicken sandwich? And then done, you know? And that to me is what hip hop used to be. It was like boom bap. And yeah, there was things in between it. Like I said, before the boom bap, it was really more disco sounding. But that to me was hip hop finding its voice because disco, yeah, you can say it was hip hop at a time, but when Rick Rubin came in and he heard from what I heard, what he said, the story was he was working with this certain hip hop crew. I can't remember who it was, but that they would do their thing and it would sound like fucking, like, let me clear my throat, that kind of live sound when they're performing.
Right.
But then when they wanted to go and record an album, it was like they bring in all drums and instruments and shit. And he was like, hold on. And Rick Rubin, I'm sure you know this, but that he doesn't consider himself even like a producer in a sense. Like he's like, I don't really have like the talent to do it. I just have like for some reason
He says, I have an ear.
He has like the right advice to give a lot of times, which is so weird that he was able to establish himself that way.
One of the greatest ever.
The greatest,
The greatest.
And when you hear like the stories of what he did, you know, you're like, oh, I get it. You know,
And
he's not
even
just some
that
guy.
marriage of rock and hip hop,
Mhm.
what he's done.
True, yeah, with Run DMC and stuff and all that stuff.
Black Crow.
Yeah.
I mean, just in general,
Mhm.
he's
Yeah.
a brilliant dude.
Yeah, and what he was talking about was like he was talking to these guys and he's like, why are you guys not doing what you do live on and they kind of looked at him like, what? We should? Like, and that was kind of like the beginning of like hip hop finding its voice and being like, oh, so people do want to hear what we do in the club. They don't want to hear, we're not listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? We're listening to fucking KRS-One. Like, I want to hear what Big Daddy Kane has to say on like a Rakim beat. You know, like it was like,
those guys are. I read somewhere a quote and it just resonated with me. In fact, the two gentlemen you just talked about are great examples of it.
Yeah.
The missing element in hip hop today is knowledge.
We talk about that shit all the time.
I was gonna say
those
that.
guys spit knowledge.
Yes.
The five elements, man.
Truth, wisdom, fucking. They were teaching people.
Yeah, the teacher. Chris is the teacher. man.
I honestly,
Exactly.
I always said, if you're not teaching or at least spreading some kind of knowledge in
You're
your
not-
song,
you're not
you are
making
not a
hip-hop.
hip hop artist.
Right. Not
You're
every
something else.
single song on the album has to do
Of
that.
course.
You want your Lex Coops, Beamers, and bands,
Sure,
but
sure.
also you're not shooting up fucking
Talking about Molly and shit like that, and like
bullshit.
Xanax and shit like
which you got your party records
Right.
but those guys really you learn shit from them. You learned from Chris Parker.
Well, I always think about guys like Future, right? Like he's making music and Molly, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, you feel cool right now, but how are you gonna feel in 20 years when
Yeah, it's
your
stupid.
daughter or your son grows up and you don't want them to listen to that? You're like, oh, well, you don't listen to what I'm saying. Well, why? You were spouting that shit when you were his age.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, but is Big Daddy Kane gonna say that? He's gonna be like, nah, bro, I was speaking wisdom. Like back in the day when I was a young cat, my brain was still respectable. Like I wasn't this fucking like, oh, like I cringe when I look back at my old me, you know. And I'm sorry, Future, but you're gonna go through that. Like
Yeah, in the future.
In the future, you're gonna grow up and be like, fuck, man, why did I waste what I could have? I mean, you have a platform. You have a platform to say whatever you want, and you're allowing the fucking guys in suits and ties to go, well, if you repeat Molly over and over again, we see that the numbers spike at this, and it's like,
Well,
all right.
that's it, yeah.
You're not getting what hip hop used to be, and honestly, it's kind of almost this new genre anymore,
Yeah,
and it's always evolving.
different. Yeah, and listen, back in the day, it wasn't quite mumble rap, but there's always been different elements of hip hop, certainly in the style of rhyming.
Yes, and there were people always hating on it.
Always.
Because if you
There's
said
a young kid now, his name is Little D, Lildee. Check him out.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely,
yeah.
I've been watching him. Actually, my partner Lou B turned me on to him when he was like 12.
Wow.
And now, maybe 14 now.
Yeah, still.
But now he's like 18 and 19. I saw this kid gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it. He just he's a boom bap kid and he respects his elders. And,
I love that.
And definitely, you guys check him. He's a dope MC.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Lildee.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean there are people coming up. We are in negotiation. No one knows this, and it's certainly not a done deal. But we might be doing another D&D project.
Oh shit! What?
Well, you got two rappers here that are doing a podcast with you.
Well, the point of the D&D project was to get young MCs and put them with seasoned producers. So again, it's not a done deal, but with what's going on with Hip Hop 50, it's we are in discussion with a great label and someone who really understands it.
Amazing.
And then we would do some D&D all-star tracks like 1 2 Pass It.
Nice.
And then bring in some new talent. Was
good.
You know.
No, and that's what it's about, and that's why I honestly think hip hop. Our goal, when we always strive to be like kings of the East Coast. Like I want to take my lyricism to that level and be like, who can fuck with me? With what I say. And it makes me sad that that's not really the thing anymore. Like nobody really cares.
Actually, these kids nowadays, they're like, why are you yelling at me?
Yeah. They're just kind of like
they don't want to fight.
You could. This is the craziest thing. Back in the day, you would spit like what we did for you just in the beginning, and your response is exactly what we search for as rappers.
Sure.
Right? And nowadays, you could do that and be like da 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 da, and then finish, and the dude's just like, bro, relax.
You said way too much.
I didn't hear a fucking thing you said, bro. You realize I have ADHD and autism, right? Like I can't fucking keep up with that shit.
This is the thing about hip hop, though. Like, when we do that, it is literally, we're doing that because it's a sport. It's the only genre. You can try rock, you can try...
Comedy is the other thing that I would compare to. It's like a sport.
Right. It literally is a sport. And one of the best aspects of that sport was the battling aspect of it.
Absolutely.
And if you take that away, I mean, shout out to the, what is it, Smack? Yeah, I mean, what is it called, URL? I mean, those guys, and I always say, man, the URL compared to I don't want to say industry, that's the word I want to use. Industry rappers versus URL, I always say the URL is the rugby and the industry rap is the NFL. So it's like, of course you want to be in the NFL, but I mean...
You got to respect the guys who play rugby.
I mean, if you try to play with the guys who play rugby as an NFL player, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Mm-hmm. They have all these kind of freestyle battles now.
Yeah, right.
To me, they're bullshit.
Well, because of the lack of beats and shit?
Well, number one, they say next week you're going to battle the twins.
Right.
Go home, look on their social media.
Yeah, read everything about them.
Go look at a Craig G. Supernat battle.
Yeah.
A real top of the head, get on the stage.
Right, looking at their clothes.
Yeah.
Looking at the
What
moment.
up?
Lyrical bliss. Hey, brother, this is true. I tell you what, brother, I can regurgitate up on you. Just like that up on the track. As far as I see, tell you what, he's a fake ass replica of me. Yo, fuck that nigga. My shit is ill. Fuck your whack promo. Looking like a Rastafarian Yastik Toto. I blow slow. Bad snackers in the face. My shit swift. I spray your ass down with mace.
Supernat.
Definitely.
That's what I'm to.
That's a good point. You know, I never really thought of it that way.
I don't. There's one guy, Big K, who's actually good friends with 45 King. And
nice.
Mark turned me on to him, and he's dope. I mean, in a way, it's dope. The punchlines, and you're like,
sure.
Woo, but
My God, yeah.
But it's not top of the head. Don't call it.
No, and they don't.
Right.
We gotta establish something as hip hop artists.
Yes,
My God,
please.
the word freestyle means off the dome every fucking time. Just because you rap with no beat does not make it freestyle. That is fucking
we actually
acapella. That's all that is.
My brother and I actually coined a term, and hopefully it catches on someday. We call it faux freestyle. It's still freestyling. You want to call it that? Sure.
Well, because everybody
But
calls it that.
It's not real freestyle.
Yeah. You have
It's
to
not.
realize there's a sense of like falseness to it. Like,
of course.
Like, yeah, okay. Well, what we did, people were like, "Yo, you heard the Twins freestyle in the beginning." We didn't freestyle. That was all up here.
I memorized
how much,
the fucking
Yeah, we
shit
were
out of
fucking
that.
practicing that a million bajillion times. Like, it's so much easier to do that. Like, I was watching some kid the other night. Actually, I think it was last night.
No. Bad Friends. That was
Yeah.
pretty. At the Bad Friends event.
Oh,
Some
yeah,
white
he was
boy
like-
goes on the stage and fucking starts rapping, and I couldn't believe. Like, yeah, he's a little dorky and stuff.
You could
but-
always tell when somebody's actually
But they
freestyling.
start beatboxing. Bobby Lee starts beatboxing for him, and this kid actually fucking holds his own. And I was like, holy shit! You know, most people are like, Cat in the Hat, and I got a bat, and a da 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 da. You know, and this kid, he's like, I'm here with Bobby Lee. I'm feeling free. Da 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 da. You know, and I was like, dude, he's really going off the dome. I can tell. And he's just some random kid. He probably never has been in a studio, but he's doing it. He's doing it better
and
than
not
most
by
people.
not by any means the best.
No,
you know, but
It's
it's
talent.
respectable. You
It
know,
is.
you're like, wow, man.
We
the
used
balls.
to, when we put out records, we used to do, which they don't have anymore, mom and pop record stores.
Right.
Yes.
You know, because we used to sell a ton of 12 inches. That's what we did. If hip hop DJs saw it was a D&D 12 inch, they'd buy it automatically. So we sold tremendous amount of 12 inches, but we used to have street teams, and one of our things is we used to go out and promote and do Freestyle Fridays. Craig G, who's the greatest battle rapper of all time, like I said, Super Nat, they had 2 battles, the most legendary ones. I was at both of them on stage. It was just
Wow.
that one gave me a chill. I mean,
Yeah.
that's MC. Gentlemen, look it up later.
I definitely will.
Yeah, 100. Because I love watching that shit, man. It really is like.
Those were the new music seminar.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's
And-
so hard to do that, man.
But let me tell you, so we used to say, next Friday we're going to be in Boston. Come spit against Craig G. And, freestyle. It's got to be freestyle. The winner gets whatever it was. I don't know. So we would come. Craig would set up. And then we go, okay. And they would come out and go, by the way, you got to incorporate The Simpsons into your freestyle. 80% of people sat down because they wrote the shit already.
Wow, man.
Called
That's how
them
you
all
bring
out.
Yeah.
Call
That's
them all
brilliant.
out. We didn't tell Craig either.
Holy
we said, you
shit.
got to talk about,
That's gangster.
what
man.
happened yesterday. Okay, there was an explosion on the sun, whatever.
Right.
You got to incorporate that and talk about the venue.
That is so fucking brilliant.
Literally
I love that.
a good percentage. And the ones who stood up, yo, Bart says I'm here with Craig G today. Easy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's so wild because it just goes to show like you're almost a prodigy because that's not. It's deeper than a talent. It's like. Are you slowing down time? Like, because that's the hardest thing about freestyling that I think a lot of people don't understand is it's time. And I think that's what makes freestyling easier today if you were going to, because there are like Math Hoffa is one of those guys. You could tell a lot of the times he's trying to spit off the dome. But there still is a level of it being a little bit easier because he's not on the mercy of the beat, you know?
Right.
And now you can
you
just be
have
like,
a
he can
beat.
sit there for 10 seconds and be like, what do I say next? Where
The beat rides. I mean, I
it's
hate
like,
to say
you know
this.
what I can compare it to? When you used to play those video games that as you're jumping, the wall is moving with you. And if your character stops and the wall gets you, you die, And that to me is the realest version of freestyling.
Right.
If you fucking fall behind the beat, you get booed, period.
Right.
People are going to be like, this nigga can't even rap on beat.
Exactly.
You're done. Bye, and or that little choke that happens when you're kind of like, And everyone's just like, oh! Like, people don't even give you a chance. You're like, dude, it was a 1 millisecond of me not. That to me is like why it's like, you know, being in the booth. Are you kidding me? Like, we've been doing this for years. A lot of times we do it in 1, 2, maybe 5 takes or something like that. But we at least. Our specialty is that we do our verses in 1 take. Not in 1 take, but at one time. Yeah. So there's never punching in. We don't punch in. Yeah.
Oh, word?
No, never.
That's interesting.
We don't even use auto-tune. We don't use Melodyne. What we want is that rawness, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah, and
well, speaking of raw,
and that's a real talent not to punch in.
Right. I mean, that's
not,
why
not
that's
a lot
why
of
we
MCs.
But I've noted, and that to me breaks my heart because you follow these guys and you're seeing. I mean, dude, I don't even want to say what artist it was, but we had an artist on our song who brags about doing it in 1 take, right? And it wasn't in 1 take.
Well, because when we received the stems, we heard you could hear the clip.
Of course you can.
And I'm like,
no. It's not the click. You literally heard him be like, and then all right, that's good. Like, just stop, like, in the middle. And we were like, oh. And then we had to fucking splice it together, make it like a fucking thing. And then we're like, okay, now it sounds like he's rapping 1 thing. But the audacity to brag that he did it in 1 take and he didn't. Luckily, he only did it in 2 takes. It was 1 split down the middle, which I'll tell you what, man, there's other guys. Like, I saw
it's like every
I saw
inch.
Wiz Khalifa, and not to shit on him, but this is how it normally is. Wiz Khalifa was recording, and he was recording himself recording. And he's like, after every 2 lines, he's like, all right, was that good? You know, all right. I couldn't remember the next thing. All right, let me punch me in every fucking other line.
A lot of cats are like that. A majority.
Yeah. Which is why.
But then there are guys, like, KRS-One, you know, or, Guru was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, but those caliber guys. But, punch-ins are.
It's weird because you know what punch-ins to me are? Like, yeah, you're talented as the artist or the writer, whatever. But really, the talent starts to fall into the engineer now because, he's the guy who's saving your fucking ass. So, like, why I think that's such a bonkers thing is because the reason we do our shit in one breath is because you need to be able to perform that live. Yep. You have to. People are paying to see what they heard.
Oh, and how many rappers you see on the stage not only playing a backtrack with they're just
their
playing
voices
the song
in the background.
They're not even putting stems anymore. They just play the song and rap over it, and they're letting the song play 80% of the time. They'd be like, da-da-da-da. Put the mic down.
Hold this to the crowd. Yeah. This is your job. You guys paid for tickets. But you're rapping tonight.
They paid the rapper $20,000 to have the crowd sing it for him.
It's just wild, and I mean I get it. You know, we have lungs like a fucking Olympic diver. I don't know why, but. I mean, at least try. Like, it looks so lazy to be walking around and be like, da-da-da-da-da. And then let your boy with his backpack walking around finish the line for you. Like, it's like, dude, what is that? Like, that's not a performance. At this point, why did we pay tickets to come see this? I might as well hear it at home. Like, it's clearer, it's crisper, it's...
The guys at D&D in general were... Their performance,
I believe it.
Yeah. That era in general,
especially with Hove.
Yeah, all those guys. Big L, man.
Yeah. Big L. Yep.
Was,
Big L was something else, man. He had
if you guys don't know Big L out there,
I mean, I'm getting chills right now thinking about it because he, to me, was the first Eminem. He was like the first one to be rapping in a way that made people go like, whoa, like. Rakim started the whole, like, this is rap. Yeah. Like, this sounds like rap. And that's amazing. But he kind of had that, like, almost, I don't want to say nursery, because it started off as nursery rhymes. But you can still kind of almost sense that essence of the nursery. Like, it was still kind of like
in the forefront.
Cruising. At the movies, and it wasn't like.
Well, he also said some shit.
100%.
Some shit.
But that's what made him special.
Like, rewind. Did he say that?
Yeah. But what Big L brought to the table was something that people hadn't seen yet, and I think Biggie Smalls added to that was flow. Bars were great. Bars are great. They are so important. Lyricism is so important.
Actually, this brings me back to comedy and hip hop. comedy and hip hop have one major thing in common.
The most important thing is delivery.
Delivery is key. You can literally tell a joke with all the same words, but if your intonation, if your the inflection in your voice isn't correct, the joke won't land.
Sure.
Same thing with hip hop. You can literally have a bar and just say it wrong.
Fuck that. You can hear when we write our verses, we memorize them before recording. Why? Because we want to add our pizzazz into it. You can't go in there and rap and read because I swear to God, we can hear you reading. I can tell your eyeballs are moving.
It's like the same thing at a job where they tell you, smile while you're on the phone because we can hear your smile. It's literally, you can hear your eyes.
You can hear
moving.
the confidence.
That's
When there's no confidence, you can tell this guy was reading his verse.
Right.
He didn't have confidence in his own verse because he wrote it the night before or he wrote it in the booth or whatever. And that's why Hove is so crazy because he technically does both. It's like he's writing in his head in the booth, but then he can add his pizzazz because it's in his head already.
Right.
That's fucking wild. He's one of the only guys in the world that can do that. You know?
So, speaking of music, since we're so on a rant with it, let's move on. Music Muse.
Yeah.
So, Music Muse, I had like fucking 6 songs written. I didn't know what to choose. So I'm just going to name, honestly, we named a couple of them. I wanted to say these. TKA, You Are the One, Louder Than Love. 2 of the greatest songs in freestyle history.
Agreed.
Then you also have Cover Girls. I mean, the Show Me album was all recorded at D&D. Yes.
Yeah.
So that, and fun fact, actually, that album was dropped October 28th, 1986.
No, that's our literal brother's birthday.
Oh, cool.
Literally,
It was the
birthday.
coolest fucking thing when I saw that because, again, for that album, it is a family treasure. That album and so on and so forth, all the freestyle artists. But when I saw Show Me, Inside Outside, Because of You, I mean, these songs are fucking legendary in our family. And to think I'm standing or sitting in the presence of this greatness, like this, I mean, I'm telling you, like as kids, we would memorize these songs. So, I mean, it's just such a fucking cool thing. But I had that written down. Then I had, Unbelievable written down. But, I mean, that goes without being said.
We now know that he definitely recorded that song.
Yeah.
D&D.
Yes.
But one more thing, we kept talking about boom bap, and we're like, we're losing that essence. And I'm pretty sure these guys are new guys. I don't know if you've ever heard of Joey Valence and Bray.
No.
These guys are fucking killing it.
Yeah,
So 2 songs that I recommend, Punk Tactics and Ready Set. These 2 songs, I mean, I haven't heard really anything else from these guys. I'm sure everything else sounds fucking brilliant.
They're basically like a new age Beastie Boys. Yeah. And what's funny is I wasn't that big into Beastie Boys, even after it's a little too punk rocky to like mixed in there.
Okay.
So it's like, it's great, but it's not my style. But these guys kind of, it's like,
They embody it.
It's more like 60-40 in that sense. Like 60% is more boom bappy, and then they have that 40% Beastie Boys. So you can hear the Beastie Boys in their voice, but their flow and everything is so
fun fact too.
fucking.
I'm pretty sure they don't curse in their music.
Probably,
I haven't heard
and
one
they're
curse.
very like regular guys. If you look at their music video, they don't even like. You can tell their whole
They're not
shtick.
flexing.
Yeah, their whole shtick is like that. They're almost like it's almost a joke to them. It looks like it's wild. But
check them out.
Yeah, definitely.
I wanted to bring up because we did make a couple of references to it, but there was an album that was recorded in its entirety at D&D Studios that was a very, very, very important album for hip hop, and it was Hove's album, his first album, Reasonable Doubt. So if you've never heard that, please check it out. But
it wasn't quite entire.
I heard it was like 80%.
Something like that.
Yeah, I heard there was, I think one of the songs.
Yeah, Pete Rock. I forgot which tracks weren't recorded.
Yeah,
but
he did take it and they recorded it somewhere else.
There were a few, but a majority of it.
Yeah, which, I mean, honestly, if you own anything and you own 80% of it, you're a majority owner. You own the fucking
without
thing.
a doubt. They put out Dead Presidents.
Yeah.
Dead Presidents, of
And
course.
That was the beginning, yeah.
And the B-side was Ain't No Nigga.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
And that song blew up like I've never... that changed... That's the moment that Jay changed. From Dead Presidents on was it Profile? It was on a indie label. And then that was the B-side. It wasn't even a video.
Wow. Isn't that crazy,
the
man?
vid-
You don't even know what's going to pop off.
Well,
You put it on the B-side thinking it's a B-side track.
They didn't clear the sample.
Oh, shit. Get out of here. Classic hip-hop move right there.
They did not clear the sample.
Did they? Then I'm sure they got in trouble for that.
Well,
we don't call it in trouble.
Listen, it worked out that they put the song out because if they tried to clear it before, they would have got a cease and desist. They probably wouldn't have put it out.
Yep.
This way, it went out. They got a cease and desist, and they had to deal with it. But it made Jay.
And whatever money you made off of it, you could just be like, well, you know what? We did use your shit, so here you get a cut, and that's it. You settle it, move on, and that's.
I know the details, but it's pretty intense. But it certainly was worth it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean,
it certainly was worth it.
Yeah, I mean, what if that? Didn't
And then
happen?
45 King.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, who just passed last week, who was one of the greatest.
Wild.
Producers, beat makers, and my closest friend. I spoke to him every day.
Oh wow!
Beyond
Unbelievable.
devastated.
Unbelievable, man. I'm so sorry for your loss, man.
Yeah, man. What a wonderful, just the sweetest, funniest, kindest, everything you could say about a person.
Yeah.
I know they say that when people die, but
No, of course.
No,
But that's the thing,
if you
that's
look
why.
around what people are saying about him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see it. I see it all over.
He's
you know?
just such a special, incredible guy.
Yeah.
So once he got with Jay, it was over. That in fact, if you wrote what Jay wrote about him, he said, "I wouldn't be here without Mark."
Unbelievable, man. And
See,
that to me is like what
he gave me this coat.
Oh, look,
shit.
and signed it.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Oh my God! See now that's crazy because
It
that's
means so much now. I mean, I've had it for years.
Of course.
That's like too close to me right now. Like that's wild. That I didn't even notice that it said 45 King. Like that is such
That's a beautiful jacket.
fire.
I love
fucking what is that, like a windbreaker?
He made it just he made like 2 or 3 of them.
It is so look at that. That is fucking the color. Oh my God, I fucking love the color. That's it's like a mix of like a king kind of color, no pun intended, and like almost like you could wear that for like golfing too. Like it's just like so. I love it. Oh my God, that's so cool.
So like I said, when in fact Primo was just telling me the story that Mark was in Studio A playing Hard Knock Life, the beat for Kid Capri and for Preem. And he's like, yo, when you do shows, because Preem's also a live DJ. In fact, I think he loves that equally, if not more than producing.
Yeah. I believe it.
He just loves DJing.
That's more of a performance.
Yeah, it's his passion. So Mark's in there playing it for Kid Capri and Preem. And then Jay walked in, and he listened. He goes, no, you put that away from me. I'm going to take that. So I even just said that to my wife. I go, that's a moment I didn't even know about. So much history went down up there. But, because obviously we've been talking a lot about Mark, who was a dear friend of Preem's and mine, and just, he was the most special guy. But that's a moment that went down,
Yeah.
And
it's crazy when you see those moments happen because, of course, in retrospect, you're like, wow, what a moment. But at the time, you're just seeing it happen. You're just like, kind of, there's actually probably no emotion attached to it. Whether you're just like,
it was the day-to-day.
Yeah.
It was
whatever.
the day-to-day. Yeah.
But in retrospect, it's like, whoa, like what a little moment that I got to witness. And then what happened. I mean, fucking, what was it? Austin Powers was using
Let
it.
me put it to you this way, cuz.
Well, he also did the 900 number. When you said, let me clear my throat, the beat behind that?
Yeah. He did that beat? Oh, my God.
It's
That's one of my favorite
the ultimate hip-hop loop.
My God. Dude.
That's the 45 King. It's probably the most used licensed beat in hip-hop. He also was the founder of the Flavor Unit. He discovered Queen Latifah.
Hey.
Actually, we know personally Queen Latifah's dad.
Yeah.
He lives somewhere around here.
She's wonderful. He's done so much. People don't even know, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny because Queen Latifah, I don't feel like gets enough credit for being like funny enough, a queen in hip hop. Like
Oh,
she doesn't get brought up in the conversation enough. And really, when it was a bunch of guys in the fucking room, you just had Queen Latifah in there. There wasn't no fucking
holding her own.
You know, before Biggie and stuff. You know, there wasn't a Lil' Kim and stuff like that. It was Queen Latifah and a bunch of other niggas in the room, and they were just making fucking like classic
The
shit.
Flavor Unit.
Yeah, and the Flavor Unit, exactly. And it's just wild because it's like when you see that, you're like, why? Like, I mean, and if you listen to Queen Latifah's shit, her shit is fire. So
dope.
it's like, you know, like, why doesn't she? Is it because she's tried making movies afterwards? Like, what? No, she doesn't get brought up in conversation
because
enough.
she's
I feel like.
transcended. She's
Yeah.
she's a movie star.
True. That's true. And
She's a
actually,
movie
like
star.
a household name at this
Yeah.
point. She's like a Ben and Jerry's. That's what we always compare it to. 'Cause Ben and Jerry's, we always use them as an example because they were the creators. They did get to the top, but they got so high to the top that now they don't do any work. And they're just the names. They get literally paid for just being the names. And every now and then they'll come up and be like, hey, we got a new flavor. What do you think? But honestly, they're just making flavors under their feet now. They don't even know what's coming out anymore.
No, of course
And
not.
when you get to that level, that's the level I feel like Queen Latifah came to, where it's like Queen Latifah's like an entity now. She's not even what she was when she was this, you know, young cool girl rapping in the street. Like now she's just a whole vibe, you know.
Well, actually, speaking of movies, that could actually bring us right into our next segment, which is Really Real.
Really Real.
So I wrote down, and I'm going to still mention it, but we already brought it up, Hip Hop Evolution.
That's funny.
Yeah, so the Hip Hop Evolution, when I was watching that, thank you, Russell Peters. Thank you, everyone who was involved with that project, because I was sitting there like a little kid in a candy shop, like legs crossed, like so excited about the next thing that I heard and stuff. It was so much fucking fun to watch and learn. But the craziest part about it was there was a moment where back then we were actually performing. We performed at the Highline Ballroom before it closed down.
Sure.
And while we were there was other performances going on, and there was somebody there that was really special. And our dumbasses didn't know how special this man was.
Okay, but this goes back to what I was saying. We didn't grow up listening to hip hop like everybody else did who loves hip hop.
Right.
We fell in love with it. Like, dude, we didn't even listen to like I knew A Tribe Called Quest all these years, but I didn't listen to this shit until I was like 19 years old, and then I'm listening to fucking
Midnight Marauders.
Yeah, Midnight Marauders, and being like
one of my favorite albums.
One of the best
easily
albums of all time.
one of the greatest hip hop albums of all
That's
time.
an album
easily.
you put on and
play through.
The whole thing.
You don't
And
even have to think about
actually,
it.
that album inspired our one of our EPs, which was Lemnisket. That if you listen to them kind of back to back, you'd understand the kind of direction
we got
were going.
interviewed by somebody who fucked with our shit, and he was like, yo, that album Lemnisket, I'm getting like Midnight Marauder vibes, and me and Kaydas lost our shit. We were
That's
just
cool,
like, oh my God, dude, that's what we were going for. You know, so we did care when we found out about these pioneers and stuff.
So
we
now,
did care.
going back to that, so this man, he's standing there, and he's telling us, at one point we finish our performance, he's ready to DJ, okay? So we have to head out, go back to the Poconos. So we're like ready to go, and they're like, hey, take a picture with this guy. He really wants to meet you guys. I was like, all right, yeah, no doubt. Older gentleman. We go up to him. He tells us, guys, I want to tell you right now, y'all are bringing hip hop back.
And we were just like, blink, blink.
Yeah,
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, bro.
You know?
I really appreciate it. Fast forward to me watching Hip Hop Evolution. They go, and it all started rap.
Well, because they were talking about the argument of where it really started.
Sure.
The Bronx or Brooklyn. You know, there's an argument, which
I'm
I
familiar with this
personally...
scene.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I personally believe it was the Bronx, because that's where the meat of it was happening.
Right. Yeah.
But there was this guy in Brooklyn... MCing, and not just MCing, but rhyming his MCing. Like, because back in the day, what people don't know, before that, it was just hip-hop beats, a party, people were just partying to beats. And it was...
break beats.
Break beats, exactly. He would, who was it? DJ Kool Herc would find the breaks in the songs and have both breaks playing on both of the sides of the fucking turntables, and he'd play it like this, and that was the beginning of instrumentals.
Right.
Because once this one was about to end and the voice was going to come back and start singing the lyrics, he was like, shut the fuck up. And then he'd play the other side, and it would continue that loop.
It would be the
beat.
same record on both turntables.
But what people don't know is that didn't start hip hop really. It was still evolving. So people were partying to it, but then you had the MC, which stands for Master of Ceremonies. And what did that mean? He would just be up and be like, here we go, yo, here we go, yo.
Like a hype man.
Throw your hands in the air. But there wasn't a guy who was saying, throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. There was not a guy doing that until
DJ Hollywood.
And that was the guy who came up to us, and we didn't know. And they told us his name. They're like, DJ Hollywood, one of the pioneers of hip hop. And I'm like, I don't know who he is. So, I mean,
so stupid.
Cool.
Terrible.
It's
Yeah,
terrible. I'm like, now when I look back, I'm like, why didn't I hug him?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just.
But to see that, I mean, it almost made it better. The fact that I was so ignorantly blissful in that situation.
That's cool.
And then to come to, sitting down watching Netflix original and
Netflix,
seeing his fucking face.
Yeah, and
I'm
Netflix confirming like we're in the right direction.
Yeah,
like that guy telling you that you're bringing hip hop back. He was important. Yeah. He wasn't just another guy saying that.
Yeah.
Just a full circle. So
I definitely had to mention Hip Hop Evolution again.
You brought up Hip Hop Evolution, which is so funny. Shout out to Russell Peters, because I was going to bring up the documentary. We talked about your documentary about D&D, but I just want to let you guys know, keep a lookout for that, because it will be dropping at some point. Obviously, we don't know when, but when it does, keep an eye out, because it is going to be straight fire. Because what Russell and the rest of that crew did with Evolution of Hip Hop, it was incredible. It was so fun to see these.
The guys who did it love hip hop.
Exactly.
Rodrigo, Darby, those guys love hip hop.
And you're seeing their interviews of them talking about hip hop, and it's so funny when they say like a line that it doesn't hit with me, because I grew up listening to Eminem and all these guys that were like so advanced when it came to like what hip hop used to be. So they're like, yo, when I first heard, I said a hip hop. It wasn't that song, but just something like more nursery rhyme. He's like, I got chills, man. And I'm like cracking up, because I'm thinking that is so wholesome to know how much more important those lyrics were for the people who were involved or there at that time, But to see that was just so fun. And it was like, finally somebody made a documentary that's sending respect to the way of hip hop, because
Russell's a respectful dude,
and hip hop doesn't get the love that it deserves. It's always treated as this kind of like ghetto
the bastard
thing,
child,
the bastard child of music.
Basket for the basket.
And it's the only art, and it's so funny because it's bizarre. When I was talking about how people always hated on hip-hop, even people who loved hip-hop hated certain versions of it, even back in the day, one of the things that people hated, and this wasn't hip-hop heads, this were people who didn't like hip-hop, they're like, they're not even singing. That's so easy. They're just talking over a beat.
Sure.
And you would have thought, with that great point, that hip hop was just gonna die, just like disco did. I mean, listen to disco; it's so fucking good.
I love disco.
How did it only last like I think 2-3 years? Disco was really doing its thing. Hip hop is still going, not just still going, but bleeding into country, rock,
R&B,
metal,
everything.
Everything. Well, hip hop is the reason R&B is even a thing. There wouldn't be R&B without hip hop. So it's just wild,
Well, we're using the word hip hop's a culture, obviously.
Yeah. Right.
Hip hop is DJing, breakdancing,
knowledge, breakdancing, even
MCing.
graffiti,
rhyming.
Yep.
So those are the elements.
5 elements.
So rap is the music of hip hop, and it has, it's really gone in so many directions. Like you said, one of my favorite, if not my favorite album of the year, is Machine Gun Kelly's rock album.
Really? Which is funny because he changed his shit.
His
he was
rock
a rapper.
album, Welcome to My Ticket to My Downfall.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
That's an album that I put on the one of the only albums I put on at the beginning and play right.
So he's fully singing now. He's not doing rap.
No, he's
at
an
all
MC.
anymore.
He's just with it's
Okay.
incredible. Check
Wow.
that out.
Okay.
And people are like, Mr. Hip Hop, you're into Machine Gun Kelly. I'm like, fuck you, man. The shit is dope. I get it all the time.
I actually was gonna ask that. I wanted to ask you, as a person who was one of the pioneers of hip hop, other than hip hop, what is your favorite? Like, what do you find yourself listening to all the time?
Machine Gun Kelly.
Shout out to Machine Gun Kelly.
Tickets to
MGK.
My Downfall, man. That shit is
great.
dope.
Yo, that is so great.
It's just a great rock album.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know, it's just great. I'm into this girl, Lola Young.
Okay.
She's fucking dynamite.
Yeah, and what kind of music? What kind?
She's a badass MC, man.
Oh, yeah?
She got some boom bap. She got R&B.
Okay.
Check her out, Lola Young. She's really dope.
So before hip hop, right? Like
I was a Deadhead. I saw the
Deadhead. See, that's what I was looking for. I
saw the
There it
Dead
is.
about 70 times.
Okay. See, that's what I was looking for.
Doug and I grew up together, the other D.
Right.
We were really into rock.
Sure, yeah.
We were very into jazz fusion.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay.
Like Return to Forever and
Yeah.
Chick Corea, Al Di Meola, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
Heavy musicianship. Steve Vai. Huge Frank Zappa fanatic.
Really? Okay.
Zappa's, both Doug and I saw Zappa at least a dozen times.
Nice. Wow.
You know, Zappa was an incredible influence. Zappa's probably one of the greatest, stupid way, probably one, but anyway, but one of the greatest musicians who ever lived. Probably the greatest rock guitarist ever. People sleep on him.
Yeah.
Go to
I can believe
YouTube.
that.
Yeah, go to YouTube and just put in like Zappa rock solos. If you don't think,
Hell
geez,
yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck out of here.
So no, I'm very eclectic. My playlist, but those are my two new things.
Okay.
That Lola Young and Machine Gun
Well,
Kelly.
that actually brings us to our next segment. What's in the Wonder Ball? So usually with this segment, we like to talk about what's going on in the world. You know, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah,
the
fun.
whales are eating this and that. Whatever.
Sure.
But when we have a special guest, we just want to know what is going on in the world of David Lotwin. So we already got the D&D documentary. Is there anything else that you're excited about that you've been
a
working
lot of
on?
stuff.
Please elaborate.
Whatever's not written on an NDA. of course.
Sure. So I have an AI company.
You were telling me about that.
Artisttoolbox.ai.
Okay.
And it helps with the recording process.
Okay.
So check it out. It has an album art generator. It helps in the mixing process.
Nice.
If you're creating a chord structure and you want it more dissonant.
Right.
You ask it. They'll say add a minor to that. You know,
Yeah.
it's incredible
No,
what
that
it does. I'm not a tech. I have an unbelievable tech team, and we can get them on the phone. They could explain every aspect of it.
Sure.
But it's an amazing tool for a professional or young cats. For David in a studio.
Yeah, sure.
You know, it sits next to you, and it has a chat bot where you can ask it questions.
Oh,
you know.
Now, is this an app on the App Store?
It's a web artisttoolbox.ai.
Okay,
So it's already out.
Yeah, please
It's out. It's
give your plugs,
it's
man.
a subscription.
Okay, and how much is the subscription?
$9.99 a month up to
Not bad.
Yeah, no.
We're paying $15 for fucking Netflix. So
That's what I'm saying. If you're making music,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Very handy.
So it's funny because AI, and it still happens to me, artists have this you're seeing the strike, you know?
Of course.
We have a very weird feeling, mixed emotions about AI, mainly leaning in one direction, which is the obvious direction of like terrified of AI.
But it's
you know?
here. Embrace it.
Actually, we just went to a networking event in LA. We just were there maybe a few weeks back, and one of the major seminars at that event was in regards to AI. They did like a whole hour-long segment about AI.
And I'm literally
the
sitting there
benefits.
like, can we shut the fuck up and talk about like music, you know, like
Yeah,
right?
but
And
listen,
I'm getting annoyed, but I wanted to get to my point that we talked to a guy and he actually brought a lot of comfort when he said, he's like, here's the problem that people aren't noticing about AI. We're not working with AI. AI is working with us. Of
course.
And not only that, but where is AI learning all of this stuff? From things we create. So we're not going anywhere because AI is grabbing things from Google and
Our
this
creativity.
and this. Things
Yeah,
we
it's-
already
it
did.
scrubs wherever.
Exactly, but that's off of the tire marks that we as artists left.
Of course.
The AI is picking up the pieces of fragments
Listen.
that are left over. You know.
We consider Artist Toolbox for the creators. It's a
It's
tool
for you. Yep.
for the creator. It's not you're gonna just press a button. It's gonna make a song for you.
Yeah, it's not a tool for a wannabe creator.
No, it helps in the process.
Yeah.
It is scary. Listen, I have an album art generator that you put in.
That I feel so bad for people who do graphic art.
That's a whole
I
nother.
am
That's
so
real.
sorry.
That's hard for that
Dude.
fucking segment.
And I can imagine too,
because you put in keywords summer.
Exactly.
Easy.
And it's beautiful.
17 versions in 7 minutes.
And you could literally ask everyone, which one do you like best?
Right, Miami, palm tree.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And
we've done it. We've done
oh,
it.
it's
gorgeous.
unbelievable.
It really is.
Our next album cover is going to be AI art of Biggie getting his nipples rubbed in the studio.
There you go.
And you could easily make that in like 10 seconds.
With me looking in the
Yeah,
door.
Oh, terrified, just like traumatized. Yep.
But listen, it is here, and to go, oh my God, I gotta hide from it. Stupid.
No.
Embrace
No, yeah.
it, use it, do the right thing with it.
Yeah.
We also have something called Song Secure.
Okay.
So it's a copyright system.
I knew it. Yeah.
If you look at the U.S. copyright system, it's broken.
Oh yeah. Well, it's obsolete. It's
ridiculous.
redundant.
It doesn't even.
You got to put
anymore.
a CD in an envelope to send it
to mail it to
to
them.
send it to a clerk who when they open it, if they decide to open it.
Yeah, it is so fucked up because it's so
ridiculous.
It is. What
So
is even the point?
Every creator, you guys, it's called Song Secure.
Yeah.
It's provenance on the blockchain.
Okay.
So it's indisputable. It's international. It's not just the United States, and it is it's a form of a copyright.
That's beautiful.
It proves that you are the creator.
Unbelievable, and it
Called-
sounds like it's easy to do with the way you make it.
Easy to do. Called Song Secure. Every creator, and now that I think a copyright's $70 a copyright.
Oh yeah.
So
It's
let's say you
ridiculous.
guys, how many songs you write in a
Oh
month?
my God! All
So
the
with
time.
Song Secure, it's subscription as you go. You
Yeah.
just Song Secure it.
Yeah.
Now listen,
yeah.
if something starts to pop and it's really going to go, get your fucking
Yeah, of
get
course.
Yeah,
your
well, you already
copyright.
know. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But internationally, it is it will be recognized, and it's again the blockchain. I don't know about cryptocurrency. We've been involved with it for a long time. It's interesting, but the blockchain is here to stay.
Right.
Certain aspects of what's going on, who knows? But the blockchain is here.
Yeah.
NFTs, we've had some cool experiences with them. The Web3, it's here, and you got to embrace what's going on.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I mean, especially coming from a pioneer. Like, you guys got to, people out there that are terrified of AI, you're hearing it from a guy who worked with analog. You're hearing it from a guy who transitioned to digital. And you're hearing it from a guy who's like, fuck that. It would be easier to be able to hit this, and then I don't have to worry about automation or stupid things like that.
And you know how many DJs I know were not going off of vinyl? I'm never using
Yeah.
a CD to scratch or Serato,
No, exactly, yeah.
but they're all doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
Because in the long run, it's great. You don't have crates, every aspect of it.
Yeah. Vinyl's coming back too, honestly.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, which is amazing because it's so important, you know. And to me, when you hear the word record, I still picture
Of
a
course.
vinyl, you know. And I didn't even grow up with vinyl.
Oh, I certainly did.
Yeah, you know.
Actually, that brings us to our next segment. Remember when?
Yes.
So I'm gonna read mine real quick. This is actually from like an interview that you did. We got one more segment after this. It says Premier's discography inside the B Room at D&D Studios reads like applications to be on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop. You got Mobb Deep, KRS-One, Nas, Big L, M.O.P., Jeru the Damager, Notorious B.I.G., and Jay-Z. I mean, amongst so many others. On any given night, some, if not all, of those working with Premier could be seen shooting pool, drinking Bacardi Limon, or buying blunts from a vending machine in the main lounge. Everything was old, but everything always worked. This was a quote from you. And then you said, this is you speaking of the analog nature of the B Room. Another quote, most studios had SSLs at that point, or Neve consoles and tape machines. We had older machines, MCIs, Sony 24-track machines, and Uri speakers.
Uri's.
Yeah. We had more stuff. We had more of the stuff that Elvis would have used at the end of his career. So we had that older, thicker sound.
Yeah.
Once you started doing records like we did, it permeated the walls. I love that.
Yeah.
Such
So
a good
do
quote
I.
from you.
Yeah.
That was his words.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's such a good point, man, because I love that you use the word thickness because it really does bring this oomph to the music,
Sure.
that analog sound and that
boom
classic.
bap got to be thick.
Yes.
Mhm.
Amen to that.
Yep.
What do you
and
got?
all these rappers are thin these days.
Yeah.
Okay, and then mine is remember when, and this is a question to you, do you remember when it all, and you probably have to dig a little deep into your brain, where it all started for you? Like the moment that, in retrospect, maybe you didn't notice it at the time, but in retrospect, you look back and you go, "Holy shit!" Like us quitting or quitting the grocery clerk job, you know, being like, "Fuck this!" Like when I look back at my life, I could probably revert back to that. You know, is there a moment that you noticed where you were like, "This set me up for the rest of"?
Do you mean D&D taking off, or me?
Anything, like where you felt like, man, like where I am, because I'm sure you're happy, right? Where
beyond.
yeah.
Blessed.
I mean, how could you not be? You know, so
Blessed.
like in retrospect, where was the transition? Like where you were like maybe unhappy or didn't feel satisfied, and then you were like, that was
Listen,
the day.
I'm such a blessed individual.
You are.
Beyond, so, you know, so young, and having the dad that I had, and,
Right.
and all those advantages, and to, you know, go work with Peter Tosh at 20
Right.
years old,
Mm-hmm.
you know, kind of, you know, I don't know if it started then, but, you know, I had an incredible high school experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Doug and I, we just kind of ran our school, and we had great friends.
That's fucking awesome.
And we were musicians.
That's
and
what it's all about.
With musicians and heads, and right from that, I went to Jamaica. So, you know, I've had, you know, quite an incredible run. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah.
With D&D, I mean, two really crazy moments that were more. The moments were "Groove Is in the Heart" from Delight.
Right.
When they did that whole album. You know, we talk about you don't usually get whole albums. We
Yes.
did that.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did that whole album, every cut on it.
Okay.
And then when that song came out, Q-Tip's rhyming and Bootsy Collins and that song and I went to, it was called the Red Parrot. It was a club in the city, and they had the album release party, and it's the first time I saw that video.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy
That's got to be a
shit.
wild face. See, that's what I wanted to hear. That.
And then it exploded as, ladies and gentlemen, look up "Groove Is in the Heart," Delight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just, you know, to this day, hear it all the time on the radio. There's still a bunch of songs
Timeless.
that still hit.
That's
Timeless.
fucking awesome.
And then again, Jay-Z, you know, when I started hearing that song everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, as a B-side. It was, every cab that was going by, every sneaker store I walked into.
So you can almost say there were multiple moments of you realizing this shit is popping.
Yeah. Like nonstop. Yeah, you would think it's one moment, but it's like constantly, because we tell ourselves that we're not there yet, or maybe
you're
we're
gonna
frauds
make it
or
someday,
whatever. We suffer from imposter syndrome. So like, it's one of those things where you're just kind of like, well, am I doing it? And then there are those moments that kind of like open up like it's like this is happening for
well,
me, you know?
Being in Jamaica at Tough Gong Studios, sitting there with Peter and, just Bunny Whale. I mean, just, I was 20 years old, smoking a spliff, looking around, and like, how the fuck did I get here? Huge reggae fan, huge. I was a Marley head, and to be kind of just put in that situation, and I had to perform too. I wasn't there to
just hang out.
Yeah. So under pressure, but that was the beginning of just an incredible run.
Yeah, dude.
Just an incredible run.
And you're still doing it, man. That's the most beautiful thing is like you can easily be like, those were the days, but it's not, those were just some of the days. And you're still experiencing more and more of it. When your documentary comes out about D&D, that's going to be another special day for you.
And hopefully if we get that D&D project.
That too. Oh my God.
It might coincide with the doc.
Yeah, of course. Why not? Shit.
Maybe, but maybe not.
Yeah. But regardless, getting them both out is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm also involved with a group that's opening an incredible dinner theater in Port Washington.
Oh, nice.
Just bought the theater. It was built in 1926.
Wow.
It's going to be like Great Gatsby. It's going to be like the nicest restaurant on Long Island.
Nice.
Like bottle service to the table, super high end.
Nice.
Called it was the original Beacon Theater in New York.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Holy shit.
So we're actually able to use the name Beacon. So it's going to be the Beacon, Port Washington.
Nice.
My partner, Lou B, it's his thing. And another partner bought it. And it's a tremendous, amazing project.
Oof, wow, making moves.
It's dude.
Hey, if you ever need somebody to perform there.
or be servers. We've done serving before.
No, it's
bottle service.
It's gonna be a beautiful.
That's cool, man.
Nicest spot on the island.
Nice,
really special.
That is unbelievable.
All right,
man.
well, we're gonna end it with our quick quotes.
This
is a quote from a legendary guy. I will mention who it is right after. He said, "The majority of my life is spent doing nothing but godly things, especially when it comes to dealing with other people." That was a quote by DJ Premier. Such a beautiful quote.
It's a beautiful man.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
Dude, I can't even explain what a special cat that guy is.
Yeah, I believe it, man. Amazing.
Forget about hip hop. Just
as a human.
Just as a person.
Yeah, he seems amazing. He seems so cool. My quote.
What you got, Kaydom?
Yeah, my quote is from the other half, I guess you can say. So it goes, "It's a long way to go when you don't know where you're going." And that was appropriately said by the guru himself. So rest in peace, Guru.
Rest in peace, Guru.
David, thank you so much.
Hey, man, it was a pleasure.
I mean, more than a pleasure for us. I mean, it's like a dream come true. So seriously, thank you for coming by. And let's be friends.
Let's make some magic.
Yeah, you're an awesome dude.
We'll meet at South Street.
Yeah, exactly. Eat some sushi.